Everybody, just want to warn you, this episode has some pretty crazy audio. I was walking the streets, and it was the only time I was going to get to record the episode. Right now, I'm actually inside, but I do not have time to re record, so sorry, but please just keep that in mind. Next week's episode is going to be Shazam, and it's not going to be recorded on my phone. It's going to be with our equipment here, so don't worry about that. But anyway, please enjoy this Dumbo review, and remember to check us out on social media. Peace out. Well, so what's going on, everybody? Just in case you're wondering, you're probably going to be hearing some sounds. Probably going to be hearing the street. I'm walking the streets right now, and I decided it was the best time to do a Dumbo review. The only reason I say that is because, well, I had no time to actually sit down and do this review. I saw the movie just a few hours ago, and I wasn't going to have time on my way home to do it. So I think now is probably the best time to sit down and do it, even though I'm not sitting down and walking. Dumbo's an interesting film, I think. Before I get into talking about the film, I want to talk about my experience, as always, my experience at the movie theater. Excuse me. Well, let's see. Got there about 9 o'clock at night and thought it was going to be empty. Thought it was going to be an empty crowd, empty theater, and all that, and that's clearly not the case. 9 o'clock showing, and there's a ton of people bringing their kids on a Sunday. It's very strange to me. I didn't quite understand why you would bring your child to a 9 o'clock showing on a Sunday, day before school. But that's just me. I am not the parent. I don't really care. Anyway, so we were there. I'm actually sitting down watching this film with my mother because she wanted to check Dumbo out. And these kids come in, teenage guys, probably like 17, 18 years old. And oh my god, it was the weirdest experience I've ever had in a movie theater before. Because first of all, they come in late. They come in like 10, 20 minutes late, whatever it is, into the movie. And they're arguing with each other. It's so bizarre. They're arguing with each other. One of them's like, "Hey, dude, shut up, stop. You shouldn't be doing this." Blah blah. Blah. And they're like hitting each other, taking their phones out. They're sitting literally right next to one another. I felt so bad. And it was just such a bizarre scene, and no one's saying anything to them. And so I finally was like, "Listen, guys, I think it's time." Like, I'm like, I think it's time to stop. You guys need to stop acting up before I call security. Seriously. And so they stopped for like 2 seconds, and one of the best friends started laughing hysterically, as if I was joking with them. It was so weird, right? And so um, one of them was like, I don't know which one it was, but one of them was like, "Fine, I don't want to fucking even be here, blah, blah, blah. I'm out." And then they both left. It was so weird. So weird. Anyway, I guess that kind of sums up Dumbo. Because I don't know what this movie thought it wanted to be honest with you. Look, I want to be honest. I've never seen the original Dumbo. I never have. I never had interest in seeing the original film. The only thing I know about Dumbo is the ride at Disney. That's it. I don't know the plot of the original film. I don't know the story it follows. I know none of that. So, take everything I say from now to the end with a grain of salt. because I have no idea if they made any homage to the original film. I have no idea if the same story is told. I have no idea. So again, take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Let's go on. Let's move on from there. So, you announced Tim Burton is going to be doing Dumbo. You announced that he's going to be the one that's directing this film. It makes absolutely no sense because when you think of Tim Burton, you're thinking of like wonder. I mean, when you think of Dumbo, you think of wonder, joy, and I don't know, just overall positive things, I guess. I don't really think of sadness. Then again, I've never seen the film, but I don't particularly think of sadness when I think of the Dumbo movie or the elephant. So when you announce, again, I apologize for all the sound. It's really, I'm serious. It's really the only time I was going to be able to record this. When you announce Tim Burton's going to do a Dumbo movie, you're like, oh shit, the guy's going to kill the elephant, He's going to murder Dumbo. It's just not something that got other people excited. I will say, it got me very excited. Because, oh cool, you're going to have a new twist on the, again, an original story that I've never seen, but you're going to have a twist on a story that has been, pretty much beloved by a lot of people, I guess. And you're going to make it dark. You're going to make me want to cry, And I guess that's what they did here. I don't, or at least that's what they attempted to do. Because I'm going to be honest here. There was not a single character, maybe Dumbo, that I gave a shit about. Not a single character that I sat down and said, I care deeply about you. Holt, their father? I don't care about the guy. Whoop-de-doo, he's a soldier that got back and lost his arm. Okay. The kids? Alright, their mom died. That sucks. But there's nothing there that's making me care for them. This movie clocked in at about an hour and 50-something minutes. Give or take the credits, it's about a 140 movie, right? That wasn't enough time. Because this movie goes fast, I think. This movie goes pretty fast. There wasn't any time for development of these characters. I wasn't feeling for them. I really wasn't. There wasn't anyone in this movie that I was like, man, if they die, I'm gonna cry, or if something severe happens to them, I'm gonna actually shout in this theater and say, no, none of that happens. There's not a single character like that here. I don't care about anybody here. Now, I know the important thing here is Dumbo. And that's who we should be caring about. And I know it's pretty dumb of me of saying, I guess, I need to care about all the other ones. But the fact of the matter is you need that support there with characters like that. You just didn't have that. I just didn't have that here, and it was weird. Because, okay, your main character is a fucking flying elephant. Right there, you're already asking me to suspend disbelief, right? Now, from there on out, everything that this elephant does, I need to believe. Well, I don't know if this was a plot point in the first movie, or the original movie, sorry, but the idea of a feather, like, the elephant believes that the feather is what makes him fly. I actually like that. I think that's a very clever way, because at the end, Dumbo realizes it wasn't the feather. But we knew early on, right? I kind of wish we didn't know until the elephant knew. I don't know. I wonder how that would have changed the dynamic of the film. That we also believed that the feather was part of its powers. I don't know. I wonder how that would have went. I don't know. Anyway, so the idea of Dreamland, kind of gimmicky thing with the whole idea of Disney. Disney, I guess, making fun of themselves in a sense. The metaphor, I guess, of the big guy taking over the little guy and fucking him over at the end is not a new story. It's not something that we've done for the first time here. But they do it so fast. It's like we knew all of it was going to happen the moment it happened. Nothing in this movie happens long enough for me to go, like, oh, let me give a shit here. Nothing happens in this movie for a long period enough for me to give a crap. Do you understand that? That's important. That's huge. Okay, that is huge. Nothing happens in this movie like anything like that. And so, I don't know. I think that's where Dumbo suffers. Is me wanting to give a crap, me wanting to care about anything that happens in here. It doesn't happen. I think a big point in this movie, a big plot point here, is the idea that Dumbo's mom is not in the picture anymore. That his mom was taken away from him, and that the kids promised Dumbo, if you perform, hold on. If you perform, your mom will return. We'll bring her back. We'll make a deal with the bad people to bring her back. The kids believe that Dumbo understood that. We as an audience were led to believe that Dumbo understood that. And it's shown that Dumbo understood that. But for some fucking reason, Dumbo doesn't understand anything else that is told to him in English. And yet that is something that the elephant realizes the elephant realizes that. I don't understand. Maybe I was missing something in the film that I didn't notice that he also realized. Because anytime they told him about the feather, he couldn't understand. He didn't comprehend that. So, but when it's, I don't know, that was weird to me. Look, this is a film that you bring your little kid to. This is a film that you bring your, 12-year-old and younger to see. You don't bring your 50-year-old date, your 4-year-old date, you don't bring that person to this film. It's for, look, I guess it's kind of the same way people were talking about us. The less you think about it, the harder it is to break up the movie. Tim Burton aimed for something here in this film, and he just didn't nail it. He missed a lot of it. He was hoping for wonder and epicness, and he missed a bit. Now, I will say the positive side of this film is that it looks absolutely stunning. There are moments if you know movies, there are moments you are aware 100% they are in front of a green screen, They don't do a great job of hiding that. It's not like Avengers Infinity War or a very high budget, you know, um, very high budget film where they're gonna blend that in really nicely. In this movie, they don't really give a shit, you know. Yeah, and I like that though. It gave me that feeling that I was in the 20s. It kind of reminded me. I don't know if you ever. I don't know. As film fans, you should have seen some of these films, but if you watch an old film from the 30s or 50s, and you could tell that they're behind a matte painting. There were moments of that in this film, and I don't know if he did that on purpose, but I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. That's a very strong, positive part of this film. The filmmaking in it is stunning, I think. The cinematography is well done. Um, Set design is perfect. I just think where it suffers is the story. This wasn't a story I gave a crap about. Really, I wasn't taken out of the movie really, but it was just not a movie I cared too much about. To be honest, um, I feel bad for those that spent so much on this movie. I think it's a film that you should wait for it to come out on Blu-ray or DVD or Disney streaming. Whenever that launches. I think it's one of those types of films, and that sucks to say that, but it is. Um, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. You're not gonna believe this. I've been walking the streets right now for a while, and that's what hit me. I'm not gonna have any time to record this episode to bring it out to people, and I think even when I bring it out, it's gonna still be late. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I've been Peter Cabranes, no facts not included, and yeah, I hope you guys stay tuned for next week's review. We're gonna be doing Shazam. Don't worry, it's going to be a lot more legit than this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I'll speak to you again very soon. And of course, check out our social media. Probably said that wrong. Social media. There we go. Anyway, bye-bye.